from the favela here. So this project aims at developing classes on astronomy to bring STEM knowledge and bring girls towards science in a favela of Rio de Janeiro. It's called Cantagallo, Pavão and Pavãozinho. And the idea is to collaborate with local artists and educators to develop these classes. And we have two groups of children. Some are aged till 12, with whom we will only have classes. And then with the adolescent, we will also train them to become astro guide, following the work of Astronera. And in the process, we will also visit some iconic places like the Planetarium of Rio de Janeiro, MASCI, which is the Museum of Astronomy in Rio de Janeiro, and the Observatory of Valongo, so that they will have opportunity to observe using telescope and have a contact to several astronomical concepts. And we also aim at the end of the course to observe all together Arpoador, which is a very iconic touristic part of Rio de Janeiro. So yes, I don't know if Claudia would like to add something.
Great introduction. Just it's really good to be here in like listening to all the other projects, and we're looking forward to start this one, which is also includes various collaborators in other countries. So that's me. I'm based in Italy, but I support some aspects of the project remotely, and a few other remote members too.
Thank you both. Vinicius, did you want to add something?
Yes. Only a little thing. I'm sorry because I make a mistake. I thought today is the presentation for the past project, not the future project. I'm sorry. Only this little detail, and because that, of course, all the project from Pilot like this one have our support if you need. I think Patricia has contacted this project directly because Patricia is from Pelot and live in Rio. And yes. Only this. I'm sorry because my mistake.
No.
Thank you.
Worry. Patricia is actually part of the project. So we have a large community of people. Actually, also Eduardo, who participate to the project both in Brazil and, as Claudia was saying, in other countries like in Italy, in England, and also in Argentina and Chile, with the idea also of somehow connecting to other South American countries.
Okay, amazing. And I think I'm here in Portugal, but I can help. I'm here.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
No problem. Thank you so much. Sophia, do you want to try again? Sophia? Okay. Oh, there.
Hello, can you see me and hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hello, I'm Sofia Rojas. I am from Colombia, and actually our project is about bringing astronomy to rural schools in my country, in Colombia. So we are a group of 8 people who is trying to make this happen. And actually, I am in Colombia right now, trying to find more schools. And as you can see, our internet is not super good already. So it is a challenge for us to bring this kit of resources to school. So we're going to ship everything by a carrier so that the students can have the opportunity of learning about astronomy, since in many of these rural schools, they often don't have internet and it's hard to get there. So that is the goal of our project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And next we go to the Imaja project from Kenya. Is anyone here from the Imaja project? Let's see. Okay. I don't see anyone. So the next one is fostering socio-economic development through STEM education and astrotourism in the Thar Parker Desert, Pakistan. I think I saw, yeah, Hira there.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hera Fatma from Pakistan. I work as a research associate at the National Center for Big Data and Cloud Computing, NED University. Additionally, I serve as the National Coordinator for Pakistan for the IAU Office for Astronomy, of Astronomy for Education and Astronomers Without Borders. I have organized several astronomy outreach events as per IAU OAO themes, and I'm also part of IAU OYA family. And I recently joined the Radio Galaxy Zoo education and outreach team. I'm very thankful to IAU OAD for their support of our project, fostering socio-economic development through STEM education and astrotourism in Thar Parker Desert. As a project leader, I'm honored to introduce my team. There are 7 members. Especially, I would like to mention Professor Dr. Muhammad Ali Ismail, who is Director of NCBC, and Professor Dr. Syed Abbas Ali. Our project involves construction of a mobile observatory equipped with existing telescopes for day and nighttime observations. The mobile observatory will visit a maximum number of schools in Thar, conducting STEM activities, astronomy education, and observation sessions for students. Additionally, we will organize a teacher training workshop for school teachers in Thar to improve education quality in the region. Another aspect of this project is to elevate the potential of astrotourism and local economy. As we know that this desert possesses breathtaking landscapes, ancient rocky hills, and an air of mystery. So it attracts thousands of national and international tourists every year during winter and post-monsoon. So we will set up binoculars at 2 key heritage sites, allowing visitors to explore the wonders of the desert night sky. And we will organize sessions that are related to operation and maintenance of binoculars and naked eye astronomy, astrophotography for the heritage site caretakers and tour guides. And following the success of this project in Thar Parker district, we are committed to expand our efforts in other regions of Pakistan. Unfortunately, none of my team members could join us today, as we are currently in the process of setting up a new observatory at our department, and the installation of indigenously designed 13-meter diameter observatory dome is in process. So this observatory will be a proud home of a 14-inch telescope, and we will use that for astronomy education and outreach. So this is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next one is the IoT, Internet of Things for Light Pollution Control, Nigeria. Is anyone from
Hello?
the project? Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. My name is Ezechi Nwachukwu Emmanuel. I and my team are working on IoT light pollution control for space science development. So I have a team of about 8 members coming from different both people in engineering, in science, and then in astronomy. So we actually want to target undergraduate students to actually through hands-on experience, take them through on light pollution and possibilities of curbing it using IoT. So we are looking at having a session that will be hybrid, having people physical and then people join online. So though we are hoping that about 80 of the 200 persons we are hoping to target will actually be there physical for the hands-on experience. So we are hoping to take them through basic using Arduino as a language, which is of course seems to have a wider community and easier to grab, to develop some easy IoT systems that and then demonstrate how they could actually be automated to curb light pollution. So the idea is actually to take them through the education of getting more about call it be more aware about the importance of being mindful of light pollution and the effect of it. So end of the day, we hope to have a successful outing. So and then we'll still report back on our work eventually. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Next one is the PASIA Pan-African School for Emerging Astronomers 2024.
Yeah, good day, everyone.
Hi.
Good day, Ram. Yeah, it's a pleasure. Here on behalf of my team, the Pan-African School for Emerging Astronomers. The Pan-African School for Emerging Astronomers is the sixth in the entire series of our school, as well as the second as a Pan-African biennial school. This school is primarily designed as an innovative short course in astronomy. I hope you can hear me. It's primarily designed as a short course in astronomy for undergraduates. We are targeting undergraduate students and postgraduate students, as well as teachers in high school across the whole of Africa. Last edition of PASIA was carried out in Zambia in 2022. But this present one, PASIA 2024, will take place in Tunisia. Over the years, we've been partnering with other regional offices of astronomy for development. Here in Nigeria, I came from Nigeria and I work with the Center for Basic Space Science in Soka, which also is the host of West African Regional Office of Astronomy for Development. So to sustain our effort across Africa, WAROD, the West African Regional Office of Astronomy for Development, has been working with other regional offices to make sure that we push PASIA across Africa. In all, PASIA will give participants the opportunity to develop their interest in astronomy, inspire their curiosity, as well as enhance their practice of scientific thinking. This will help us to build the needed capacity, human capacity that will help emancipate Africa in terms of economic development. So in all, PASIA consists of intensive preschool workshop for instructors on inquiry-based method of teaching. Through this, instructors build collaboration because we have our team from all over the world, about 20, a strong team of 20 instructors from all over the world. So after the instructors workshop, we have two parallel streams of 1 week workshop for both undergraduate and postgraduate students. So this postgraduate student program consists of mostly coding, programming, and optical observation and data analysis. While undergraduate work consists of mostly research and minor astronomy teachings in astronomy. So in all, we hope to sustain the study as well as the development of African students through PASIA. And this 2024 edition, we believe it will be a great success when compared with what we have last 2 years in Zambia. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. The next one is the Girls project in Ethiopia.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Machana?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending where you are. Thank you for organizing this session. I'm really enjoying listening about all amazing projects that are there under the OAD. Girls is the project based in Ethiopia. So together with my colleague Brooke Abraham, who is also here connected. We work at the Space Science and Geospatial Institute here in Ethiopia under the Astronomy Astrophysics department. And SciGirls is a project focused on empowering girls and female teachers in the secondary schools through astronomy and the use of multidisciplinarity of astronomy, focusing on girls and female teachers that are living in rural areas. And this year in particular, that are in areas that are covered, that are affected by conflicts. So SciGirls project started in 2022. Just to give you some idea, Ethiopia is a country with currently about 120 million people, and about 80% of Ethiopian population live in remote and rural areas. So when you come to the remote rural areas, all the opportunities related with education in general become much more scarce than in the cities. And then when we come to the female population, to the girls that are much more affected by the poverty, they will be much more affected. In 2022, we started a SciGirls project that was also supported by the OAD. So now this converted into the multi-year project. And the idea was to actually select from different regions in Ethiopia girls and female teachers, so that we, through the strong capacity building, and as I said, using astronomy and its multidisciplinarity to promote STEM fields and the importance of STEM for society, by training the girls and teachers so that they become advocates of STEM, and that when they go back to their communities, to their small areas, remote rural areas, that they continue doing different activities with all the children in the schools. So the training was extremely positive. We also started getting different feedbacks from the girls, teachers doing activities across the country. And this year we want to focus on 4 principal areas that have been heavily affected by the civil war and the conflicts in the last 3 years. So it includes the central, the northern, eastern part of Ethiopia, as I said, 4 principal regions. So we want to strengthen the project, on one side training more girls and teachers coming from these 4 areas in particular, and then to do the follow-up of the girls teachers that we trained previously, so that we can give more support and help in the activities that they are conducting. So that's a bit the summary of the project. The team that we have about 10 members in the team, between staff members, postgraduate students, and then including the Ethiopian Space Science Society, that is the civic organization that promote science through space science and astronomy as well.
So thank you, Mirjana.
And just to give our thanks to OAD and to the IAU for again selecting the project, that we are really immensely grateful. I don't know, Brooke, would you like to add anything? I think Brooke is connected.
Yeah, I think you said well enough. This is a great opportunity for us, and we thank OAD for supporting us.
Thanks so much. The next project I would like to call upon is the one in Timor-Leste, strengthening the NUA Practica. I don't know if anyone is here. Maybe not. The next one is tactile experience for the blind and visually impaired in Nigeria.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, can hear.
My name is Ujima, and I am from Nigeria. The project Astro is a project to reach out to the blind and visually impaired in our society, because we want to ensure that this group of people are not left out, are not sidelined in astronomy development and anything related to space science. So the project will the lectures that are going to take place in the project are going to be on solar system, the galaxies, and also facilitators are also going to talk on women and girls in space science. So those who are visually impaired or blind will also know, the females will also know that women actually pick careers in space science and astronomy. There will also be hands-on sections. The group my team is made up of 6 people. Sorry, I'm so sorry. My group is made up of 6 people, and I checked through the participants, and no one is available for now, but I'm sure by tomorrow or next they will be available. So thank you very much.
Thank you for that. So we have one more project that was selected, a teacher training program in Palestine, but because of the situation, they will not be implementing this yet, but they are technically part of the cohort. I think that wraps up all of the project introductions. Did I miss anyone? Okay, so if not, let's move on to the next one. This is the brief presentations from the other IAU offices. So the OAD is one of several IAU offices. I first want to ask Itziar, because I know that you have to leave early. So Itziar is director of the IAU Office for Young Astronomers.
Okay, sorry, I'm a little bit slow today. I think that you are seeing my presentation already, like in full screen.
Not in full screen now.
Okay, we'll put it in full screen. Thank you, Ram and OAD colleagues. Indeed, OAD is one of the 5, I believe, offices that are now running. And the Office for Young Astronomers has one of the oldest programs that have been running in the IAU. This is the International School for Young Astronomers. It has been running since 1967. And this is a program which is geared towards giving more opportunities to students who are isolated and developing masters and PhDs around the world. So this is just one of the photographs of the last school that we ran in South Africa in November, December. It's not there, 2013, it's 2023, sorry. And that's the selection of the students that we had for that school. So the layout of the schools is a 3-week intensive postgraduate school for parts of the world where students do not have access to a broad up-to-date astrophysics background, mainly but not exclusively from astronomically developing countries. And we target isolated masters and PhD students. I mean, the description of isolated is somewhat loose in a sense that we just want to extract them from centers where they do not have as many researchers to tap into for the development of the thesis. The goal is to broaden the participants' perspective on astronomy, and we invite international lecturers of an international type of level to be part of the lectures of this school. So you can see here the official photographs from 3 of the schools, one of them in Ethiopia, Egypt, Colombia. And this is one of the oldest photographs that we have in the archive of the International Schools for Young Astronomers, a school that was held in Brazil in 1977. So just to, again, reinforce that this is a program with a long tradition and that we have had through the program around 1,500 now alumni that have benefited from this program. So the benefits for the students is a contact with an international lecture panel. Sometimes co-supervisions develop. Students are recruited at the lecturer's PhD school. I mean, this is not a necessity, but through experience, we know that this happens. The topics are complementary to basic astronomy background, and they reinforce both basic courses and more advanced courses, so that they can see what is hot in nowadays research. They have access to quality notes. They are able to practice with basic bibliographic and virtual observatory tools. They acquire some observational experience. We give them workshops on career development and offer a mentoring program. And I think one of the benefits that has come through the feedback that we receive from the students as they come out of the school is that they develop a strong network that gets carried into their formation years and beyond. And we give them awareness of opportunities that they can access away from their countries of origin. So this is the structure of the Office for Young Astronomers. The office has only one program, which is the International Schools for Young Astronomers. I am the director of that program. David Mota is the deputy director. And we have an intern that has allowed us to basically reconstruct the history of the schools and construct a humble database of who came to the schools and where they are nowadays. So this is our target population. This is where we have had schools. Schools happen in a center country, in a certain country, which is the host country, but we select the students from the regional countries that can benefit from such a program. So this is a diagram that I like to present. This is the individual members that are in different countries over the population normalized to 10 million. And this is the number of individual member of national members. And so you can see here a lot of countries. For reference, you have here South Africa, you have here Mexico, Brazil. So basically, our goal is to organize schools and to extract the students in this part of the diagram, where, especially in these ones, where students do not have the benefit of having a lot of professional astronomers in their community. And the last year, 2023, we had schools in Mexico and in South Africa. This is a diagram that shows the nationalities of the students that were selected for these two schools. And you can see the representation of southern middle part of African countries and the Latin American countries. And this is one of the students that is studying in Mexico. We actually do not select the students per se from countries where there are large communities of astronomers. This is now the integrated population of alumni that have come through the program from 1967 to 2023. Here we are representing the countries the students come from, not necessarily their nationality. So what we find is when we select the students, already the host countries such as South Africa or Mexico offer scholarships for students in the region, and therefore those are also beneficiaries of this type of program. So more than 1,500 students have come from through the program. And we have actually done a little bit of a follow-up of their trajectories. This is a very complicated diagram. Red dots are students, are alumni that are working in their countries of origin. Blue dots are destinations where the students have come from. And I don't expect you to actually be able to analyze this diagram in detail. These are only 100 alumni that replied to one of our feedback reports. But I think what you will see is that there is a lot of mobility for the students that come to the program. And this is in part because we make a lot of emphasis on what opportunities they have apart from in their own countries, what they can access in other countries. So 57% of alumni that replied to our survey do their master's, PhD, postdoc work in other countries. So there is a lot of intercontinental exchanges, but most or a big majority return to their own country. So 70% are currently working in their countries of origin, many of them after having just traveled the world in a sense. Okay, so this is just a little bit of an announcement of what we have planned for the following years, 2024. In September, October 2024, we will have a school in Algeria. This is a school that was approved in 2020 to be organized in 2021, but we had to postpone it because of the pandemic. And then because of the local conditions were just not right, and also because we had 2 schools in 2023, this was bumped into 2024. I just take the opportunity, many of you will have received an email from the IAU distribution lists announcing that applications are open up to the 31st of March. So we will be selecting students after this date. And we are lobbying for schools in 2025 onwards with different countries in Africa, America, and Asia, which are basically our main areas of interest for this program. So I will ask you all to please advertise these opportunities to graduate students in your countries. We sometimes select final year bachelor's students as well, especially if they are already doing some research and they have a strong interest in doing a graduate program afterwards. But our main population is master's and PhD students. Try to help them in completing their graduate courses, their graduate programs, their theses, and then providing them with announcement of opportunities of how they can develop in the future. So you can find our announcements through the IAU social media. We don't have social media of our own, but the information is in the IAU webpage and in the social media announcements. Thank you.
Thank you, Itziar. Does anyone have questions? Is anyone thinking of applying to host ISIA school? Okay, if there are no questions, then we can move on to the next office. Thanks, Itziar. The next one is the Office of Astronomy for Education, OAE. I believe we have Eduardo and Jenny, so.
Yep, that would be us. I'm just gonna share my screen once I find the presentation, just that.
So before you start, maybe I can just say that both the OAE and the OAO, which is the Office for Astronomy Outreach, also fund projects separately. So they have their own call for proposals. There is a bit of overlap, but the difference is that the OAE is focused on teacher training, OAO is focused on outreach, which includes public outreach, and the OAD is obviously focused on development. Sorry, go ahead.
Can you see my screen? From my side, it says it is paused.
It's not full screen, but I see it, yeah.
Let me just stop and then try again. Sorry about that. Is it full screen now?
No.
Okay,
Not yet.
Maybe share your whole screen or not just the window.
Should I just share this window? Can you see?
We can see it, but it's not full screen.
How's that? I just tried to zoom it in. Okay. So Google slides are not very nice today. So I'll just talk through our presentation. So I am Tiamiso Makwela. I am an astronomy education researcher at the OAE, and I also work on coordinating the teacher training program, which I'll talk about in a moment. And Eduardo, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. It's good to be here with you. My name is Eduardo Pinchado, and I'm one of the coordinators for the Office of Astronomy for Education. And yeah, I work on several projects as the astrophotography contest that we will mention to you very soon. I guess we can go to the next slide.
I'm already on it. Can you see it?
Oh no, it's stuck for me at least.
I think we can see it.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
I
I can
can
see as well. Okay. So, yeah, so we are the Office of Astronomy for Education, OAE, one of the sister office of all the others that you already know about. And we are hosted at the Haus der Astronomie in Heidelberg, in Germany, which is managed by the Max Planck Institute for Astronomy. So we focus on primary and secondary schools. So we try to improve the primary and secondary education around the world by working with professionalizations, translations of resources, building fundamental resources, and creating and building up educational standards. So I think that the main important thing that here from this slide that I want to share is that we focus on primary and secondary education. And here you can see our team. This was a picture taken a short time ago in Heidelberg. And some people could not be there, but the pictures are also there. And we are a very diverse group. There are people from different places. Myself, I am from Brazil, and I'm hosted, based in Brazil. Chamiso is in South Africa. We also have colleagues in the UK and also in Australia, but most of them are in Germany. But yeah, this is a very diverse group and helps us to build our projects. So I think we can go to the next slide.
Yeah. And so the key objectives of the OAE are to support first the professionalization of astronomy education. And we do this through the Shaw IAU workshops, which happen every single year on an online platform called Hopin. And since last year, we introduced the regional schools, the Shaw IAU regional schools, which happen at different regions. We had the first one last year, and Eduardo will talk about it later on. And we also do this by collecting community standards as well as OAE reviews. And another objective is to make sure that educators can find excellent resources. So we have collaborated with ADS where we can have our teaching resources that teachers can use in their classrooms. And we also have a multilingual glossary, which is in different languages so that translations are not only in English, but also exist in local languages for different regions. And we also have the Astro EDU platform where we are collecting activities from that teachers have used in their classrooms. And then those activities go through a system of being reviewed and then published in our website. And we also have the Big Ideas in Astronomy, which currently also exist in many other different languages. We also support the inclusion of astronomy in curricula, and we are doing this through the AER research, which is astronomy education research on different students' interests as well as different notions, or rather different topics in astronomy, and also looking at the role of astronomy in general STEM teaching. So how are we using astronomy in mathematics, in physics, in geography outside of astronomy? How can we use those skills there? And we also look into that. We're also looking at creating, maintaining, and growing our network of associates. You've heard that one of the people who are here is actually a National Astronomy Education Coordinator. So we have National Astronomy Coordinators throughout the world. We have OAE centers and nodes, and we also have volunteers that help us with these key objectives. Another objective is to make sure that we keep people informed. We have a mailing list. We inform people through the IAU announcement. We also have a social media present, and we try to show by presenting at different conferences around the world so that they know more about the OAE. Eduardo.
Yes, and just to give you an example of a project that we were running, this is the astrophotography contest that we ran from 2021 until last year. And the objective was to create a foundational collection of high-quality images that can be used for educational purpose. And this was open for everybody in the world that could submit their photos. In each edition, we had different categories. And this was done in collaboration with OAO and the OAE Center Italy as co-sponsors of one or two editions. And then as a result, we have like 24 images and 6 videos released in the first edition, and then 35 images and a few other videos in the second edition, and then more 32 images and 7 videos in the last edition last year. And this is important to say that we want to, all the images I published under CC license, under Common Creative license. So this is free for teachers, students, and everybody else use freely those images. So we hope that this can be used mainly in the classroom, but also to everybody who wants to do an outreach program. So we encourage you to have a look on these images. If this is suitable for you to use in our programs, just please feel free. And yeah, I hope this material can be of good use for you. And yeah, next slide.
So one of the past projects that we've had is the teacher training program, for short called TTP, which is a flagship of the OAE. In 2023, we supported 22 projects. And in that map there, you can see which countries we supported in 2023. And the budget for each project has been between 1,500 euros to 2,000 euros per project. And the projects are led by the NIAC of that country in collaboration with a local teacher as well as a local astronomer. So having a local teacher is quite important for us when running the TTPs, because we want the astronomy community to actually have links with teachers in schools who are people who deal with children every single day. And also the topics of each TTP is uniquely constructed by that team based on their local needs in their country. So the TTP does not run as a top-down project, but rather comes from the ground up. What are the local needs of that country? What kind of skills do they think that organizing a TTP would help in that particular regional country? So some of the topics that have been covered was remote observing, and then in another country, they were looking at creating low-cost resources. And other countries, they're also looking at things like dark skies or climate change. So the range of topics that are covered with TTP programs are quite a lot. And even this year, we will have a TTP, but before I get there, this year we also have some other projects in 2024, one of them being the astronomy curriculum around the world. And this is a survey that we are currently doing where we want to understand what astronomy content exists in different curriculums around the world. And therefore, we are collecting all this information through a survey in order to provide an in-depth analysis of that of astronomy that exists. So if there are people who are here and want to contribute to this program, please let us know, and then we will send you the survey so that you can answer it and help us in understanding astronomy and its importance in school education. So the teacher training program is also happening again in 2024. We will open the call in March of 2024. So it is currently a once-off funding. So we only fund the project for 1 year. We are not yet at the stage of funding something for more than a year. And we are going to release this call in March of 2024. And if you are really interested in, or you know people who are interested in running teacher training programs, can you please just let them know about this, and then they can contact their country NAICS to collaborate with them to submit a proposal for this. And then we are also working on teacher training standards. So we are trying to also provide a framework for astronomy teacher training around the world. So, you know, sometimes people are just like, yeah, we need a teacher training and it's important, but they do not necessarily have a certain framework to work from. And so we are working on providing an astronomy teacher training standards. And we will show these we will show and share rather some of the things that we've learned from the teacher trainings that we've had, but also the teacher trainings that have been conducted around the world. And these will be discussed actually at the GA in 2024. So if you'll be at the GA in 2024 and you want to be part of this discussions about what are the important things to consider when organizing an astronomy teacher training, please do join us in South Africa, Cape Town in 2024 for that.
And another project is the multilingual glossary of astronomical terms that we are building. We want to provide a glossary of comprehensive description of astronomical terms. And this is reviewed by specialists in the topic and by teachers as well, to make sure that the way we present the term itself is okay from the perspective of teacher and student. We are now doing some effort to provide translations for all these terms. We have some terms already translated to some languages, but of course, this is still ongoing. So hopefully in the near future, we will have more and more languages translated, the terms translated to more and more languages. And currently, we are also doing some effort to add illustrations to the terms, so that when a teacher accesses the term, it also can see a suitable illustration to use within the description of that particular astronomical term. And you can find this in our website, as well as many other resources. And about professionalizing astronomy education, as Chamiso already mentioned, we have the Shaw IAU workshop on astronomy for education. This is a very nice, very interesting event. It focuses on education, but we have several sessions that includes astronomy in practice, in schools, evaluation, tools, and special sessions. Depends on the edition. We have some special session about some other topic, a scientific topic, for instance, or astronomy education outside the schools. We also have special sessions in different languages. This event is for free, is online, and all sessions are repeated once in a different time so that people from different time zones can make sure that they can join the event. And yeah, so this is really, really interesting. I encourage you all to attend this next event that we are going to have. It will happen from the 12th to 14 November this year. So more details will be available soon. And this is, yes, I really encourage you all to join us. And we also have the Shaw regional meetings. It's a little bit smaller, and this is it happens in situ, so it's not online, it's presential. And we are trying to encourage these meetings as well, happening in different places around the world. So it's another opportunity for people to join this kind of events. And the first one that you see this picture was in South Africa that Chamiso helped to organize. So I don't know if she wants to add some more details on that, but just to make sure to you know that we have several events about professionalizing astronomy education.
And then we have, as one of our objectives are about networking. So we have increased our network. We have 8 centers and nodes in different parts of the world. We have OAE Center in Italy, OAE Center in Egypt, India, China, an OAE node in France, Nepal, Korea, and another center in Cyprus. And all of these OAE centers and nodes help us with the objectives of the OAE as a whole. And so they are partners in us reaching the objectives that we need. And also our centers and nodes specialize also in different things. So for example, the OAE Center in Italy specializes in primary school education. So if you have a project that you're doing and it involves primary schools, we would encourage you to reach out to the OAE Center in Italy, where you can get more ideas on things that you can try to pilot and do with school children in primary schools.
And we also have the network of NIACs. NIACs stand for National Astronomy Education Coordinators. This is a team of volunteers that join us now from 119 countries. So we have about 410 people in this network. And they help us to first understand how astronomy education happens in their countries. So we try to collect information such as how astronomy is included or not included in the curriculum. They can also disseminate our materials and our resources, results within their country. And they can organize teacher training events and develop educational material as well. Also, we encourage them to reach out to their stakeholders and curriculum builders to see how we can improve astronomy in the curriculum. And so in the end, they are the interface between OAE and the local educational community in their country. So yeah, it is still growing, although we already have lots of countries covered, but still have some countries to cover. But hopefully in the near future, we'll manage to find people all over the world to help us on this in our objectives.
Mm.
And of course, so you can also reach out to them if you need some support.
Yeah. Oh, Edward, I was about to add that we didn't update our map because Namibia now has new NIACs as well. So we are actually really growing.
That's true. Oh, and we also have some overlap between our offices. For instance, as I mentioned, the astrophotography contest was co-sponsored by the OAO, the last edition of the contest. In many projects, we reach out to teachers and students in schools. So I believe that in your projects as well, you might be involved with students and teachers. NOX, the volunteers from the Office for Astronomy Outreach and the NIACs might be sometimes, many times actually, the same people. And we support each other in evaluating our projects. So there are several ways that we overlap, but this is nice because we are truly a family, and there might be other things there that I could not think about now, but yeah, so if you really need us, you can always reach out to us as well if you need some specific thing regarding education, and we'll be happy to help you out.
And you can always email us at oae@astrophoedu.org, or you can check out our website on www.astrophoedu.org. We are also on YouTube, where you can find previous show IAU talks at Astro4EDU. We are also on X, Astro4EDU, as well as on Facebook at Astro4EDU. So we are everywhere. Please do connect with us if you know how we can help collaborate with you, or if you need any astronomy education resources. We are here for you, and we will send Ram a PDF of this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you both. Can you drop a link to your website in the chat? And there was also a comment in the chat about astronomy curriculum for Pakistan from Roshan.
Yeah. Okay, I'll send the link in the chat.
Thank you. Yeah, so there's a lot going on at the OAE. They also have their funding, like I said, but also lots and lots of resources on their website. So if you're working with schools, definitely check out their website. And I believe Sophie is here as well. So Sophie works with the OAE, and she'll be running the evaluation session tomorrow. Definitely join us for that one. I think it will be valuable for all projects. All right, so let's see. Okay, so the Office for Astronomy Outreach sent a recorded video because they couldn't be here today. Let me share my screen. Share my screen.
I'm the director of the IAU's Office for Astronomy Outreach, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our projects and programs and hopefully get you excited enough to join in. So some of you may be familiar with the IAU strategic plan for 2020 to 2030. Goal number 4 of this plan actually discusses the function of the OAO. And that's that the IAU engages the public in astronomy through access to astronomical information and the communication of the science of astronomy. And the OAO uses this as a guide to perform all of its activities. Now, the Office for Astronomy Outreach is itself a joint venture of the IAU and the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan. Our team is based in Tokyo at the Mitaka campus of the NAOJ. And if you look behind me, you can see our planetarium, the 42U, here at the Mitaka campus. But as an organization that is dedicated to making astronomy accessible to the public, our motto is astronomy for everyone. Our aim is to provide access to the tools and resources needed to engage with astronomy, to build bridges with the public through astronomy communication, and to carry out our global projects through international cooperation. And we achieve this primarily by engaging our National Outreach Coordinators, or our NOCs. They are volunteers who not only implement our global outreach programs in their own communities, but also function as a point of contact for astronomy outreach in their region and a bridge between the OAO and astronomy outreach practitioners around the world. We have a network of nearly 130 NOCs, and together with their NOC teams makes our network roughly 300 people strong. We hope that you'll view our NOCs as a resource and potential collaborators as you carry out your work with the OAD. If you're interested, we are always looking for people to join our network and expand our network, so please reach out if you think this is something you'd like to be a part of. So now let me tell you a little bit about our global outreach projects. Taking place right now is, until March 8th, is Women and Girls in Astronomy. The project highlights the contributions of women in advancing science and encourages everyone on and off the gender spectrum to consider careers in astronomy and science in general. In this edition, we are supporting and promoting events and activities implemented by our NOCs and other practitioners, and we are also running an online campaign that highlights the women of the NOCs network through a series of posters and a card game. Now, it ends on March 8th, so there's still time to join. If you're at all interested in or engaged with gender inclusion, please check our website, and I'll show that a little bit later, or reach out to me if you have ideas about other ways that we could collaborate on this. So during the month of April, we celebrate Telescopes for All, which is a partnership between the OAO and several other organizations to make telescopes more accessible to people all over the world. The project aims to help spark an interest in science by providing equitable access to resources and hopefully paving the way for future careers in astronomy and STEM. This year, we are focusing on DIY or do-it-yourself telescopes. We'll have some training programs and special observational challenges for the broader community. And as OAD affiliates, you will, of course, have the opportunity to be a part of that training program if that's something that you're interested in doing. During the month of May, we celebrate our Dark and Quiet Skies Month with, again, a number of other different organizations and partners to raise awareness about the problem of light pollution, and not just from the perspective of astronomy, but from a number of different perspectives. And we hope to empower people to take action in their own communities. We will have several activities centered around this issue that we will announce in the coming weeks or months. And what's cool, what I think is cool, is that in this image that you see, not on behind me, but on the screen right now, was taken with a smartphone. And this came from a partnership with the Office of Astronomy for Education, which held his third annual astrophotography contest with a smartphone astrophotography and mobile astrophotography category that was sponsored by the OAO. So during this year's Dark and Quiet Skies Month, we'll be partnering with the Future of Meetings to build an online exhibit showcasing the smartphone astrophotography winners from last year's astrophotography contest. So I'm very excited, clearly, about this one. So it's really bound to be a very cool event. So I would encourage you all to join in if you can. So keep an eye out for something like that. So in early October, we have our final global outreach project for the year, which is 100 Hours of Astronomy. The project is a global celebration of astronomy aimed at engaging as many people as possible, from children to elders. So during this project, we typically provide resources and highlight activities and events. And this year, in addition to doing that, we will partner with the International Planetarium Society to link planetariums all over the world and bring planetarium experiences to as many people as possible. So we also have some annual projects that operate throughout the year, such as Meet the IAU Astronomers. This program is essentially a service to connect IAU members with the general public. So through our platform, organizers or people within the general public, like outreach practitioners, educators of any kind, amateur astronomers, can specify things like language, format, audience, topic that they want their talk to be on, and we can pair them with an IAU astronomer who is able to fill that role. We've also just taken over management of Space Scoop, which is a project that translates press releases from major observatories and space agencies into a language that is suitable for non-expert audiences. So we are hoping to expand our network of translators, of actual language translators. So if this sounds interesting to you, please reach out and let me know. This year is really exciting. We're also running a special project with the US-based podcast Radio Lab. We will be asking the public to send in applications or submissions to name a quasi-moon of Earth. So we're still planning this, still very much in the planning phase, so stay tuned for more information, but we would really love your support and your involvement in this project once we have more information about how exactly it's going to work. So in addition to our global outreach projects, our annual projects, and our special projects, we also have a trio of programs that fall under the umbrella of communicating astronomy with the public, or CAP. The first is our CAP Journal. And under the OAO, CAP Journal is a fully peer-reviewed periodical that publishes on astronomy communication roughly twice each year, and we accept abstracts on a rolling basis. You can send in abstracts at any time. A few years ago, we actually published a special edition on some of the projects from the OAD, and if you follow the QR code on the screen, that'll take you right to it. Our most recent editions were published in December of 2023 and January of this year, 2024, and they are together a double feature on the dedicated to the centennial of the planetarium. And we're working on our next issue now, which we hope will be available by the end of June, we hope. CAP Conference is the largest international conference on astronomy communication and is a venue for people to gather and share their experiences and work. And I'm very biased, but I think this is one of the most amazing experiences as an astronomy communicator that you could possibly have. So we will hold our next conference online and in person at Cité de l'Espace in Toulouse, France, from the 24th to the 28th of June. Now, we just extended the deadline for abstract submissions and grant applications, so please submit by the 29th of February, or as soon as you possibly can. We are really excited to read your abstracts and to see you either online or in France. So the next and final piece of the CAP trio is CAP training. This project began in 2021 as a partnership between the IAU and the Kali Foundation to create an evidence-based training program for the IAU community. And the outcome of this was a design for a roughly 10-hour workshop on public engagement that focuses on using relationship building as a tool to foster more effective engagement. And this program has since found an institutional home in the Office for Astronomy Outreach. The CAP trainings includes the Kavli IAU training for relationship building, but also includes all the training that we've done for our networks, including the ones that you see here, and a few more. We provide these trainings live exclusively for the IAU family, which includes you and the rest of the OAD network. But we upload the recordings onto our YouTube channel to disseminate them to the wider public. Our NOCs have given us a lot of really great ideas for future training projects that we're going to try to implement this year. But if you have any ideas, please let me know. I'm always really excited to get this kind of feedback and to figure out how we can creatively make things work for everybody. So I hope that I've gotten you excited about what the OAO can offer. There are a number of ways you can get involved. I've listed a few of my ideas here, but there are always more ways that we can collaborate. I encourage you to reach out. If any of this sounds interesting to you, I would also just love to talk to you and to hear more about your work. So I'm going to end by leaving this page up. If you're so inclined, you can follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and X at the handles that are listed here. And if you have any questions or you want to reach out in any way, you can contact us at public@oao.iau.org or my personal email, blumenthal.kelly@oao.iau.org. So thank you very much. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person or live, but I hope you enjoy the rest of your onboarding session today.
Right, so that was the Office for Astronomy Outreach. So you've heard from the OAO Outreach, OAE Education, and OYA, which is the Office for Young Astronomers, covering the aspects of outreach education and training. So if you have any ideas for collaboration or if you want to make use of any of the resources, please drop them an email or check out the website. So the last center that was the last one to be established is the IAU Center for the Protection of Dark and Quiet Skies. I will ask Connie, Connie to be presented.
Let's see. I'm going to share, I think, here. I'm trying. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm so glad. Okay, well, hi, everybody. I am Connie Walker, and I am from the observatory in the United States, Optical Observatory in the US, National Observatory called NUAR Lab. And I head the Office of Observatory Site Protection, and then also the other half of my job is co-directing the center that he just described. It has a long title, the Center for the Protection of the Dark and Quiet Sky from Satellite Constellation Interference. And we mercifully shorten that to CPS. And so that about, let me get this rolling, thank you. About 2 years ago, this center formed, and it was formed in partnership with the Square Kilometer Array and the observatory I work for. So we have the radio and the optical part that were involved, and under the umbrella of the IAU, and it has as its mandate to protect the night of the dark and quiet sky from satellite constellation interference. And it does that by bringing together the efforts of people from all over the world. I mean, like, I don't know, it's like at least 50 countries involved. It's pretty impressive. and they work on different approaches to mitigating the solutions of satellite constellations, because they, in effect, they actually can create streaks as they go across the field of view of the telescope, or their radio interference can actually hurt radio observatories in various ways. So we actually have 4 hubs, and they kind of represent areas where we wanted to address mitigation. And one is on policy, on national and international policy. One is on industry, and we actually work with companies. And one is called Sat Hub, and it's on observatories, observations and software. And the last one is on engaging communities. And this is incredibly interesting because it tries to give a voice to all peoples that are not represented by, say, just being an astronomer. So from various communities all over the world. And so right now we have over 280 members, and they consist of astronomers and space lawyers and industry and others, and they're all, you know, a part of the CPS, as we call it. So let me just briefly go to the next slide. I'm not going to read all these names, but these are the people that are involved. We have our management team. There's just 3 of us, and I'm one of them. And there's the policy hub, industry, Sat Hub, and community engagement. And these people are from all over the world, helping to run everything and get people involved to mitigate the challenge before us. And then we had a fantastic, I mean, really fantastic symposium at the end of, or the beginning of October. And we had over 200, well, actually it was like 225 participants, and it was like half and half virtual and half in person, on the island of La Palma in the Canary Islands. It was pretty cool. We had over 80 talks on the 4 areas that I mentioned. And we had the slides, if you want, are recorded there, if you want to take a snapshot, or if you want to look at the website itself, there's a QR code right here. For the symposium. It was very, very good. And if you look at the hubs individually, well, first of all, you'll notice that there's white text and there's text in a blue box. And the white text basically tells you our focus for that particular hub, you know, what they do. And the blue text is basically the kind of accomplishments that they've made this year. And, you know, most of these people are volunteers, and they are so enthusiastic, and they're so motivated, and they give their time freely to get things done worldwide to kind of mitigate the challenge of the brightness of the satellites or the intensity of the radio transmissions, and try to make that give the companies some solutions. We try to explore, and we've also gone to the UN. And that's the coolest thing on earth, I'll tell you about in just a minute. And they've been a big part of that too. So the Policy Hub raises awareness in all these different kinds of policy forums. It coordinates with national societies, and it also extends its level to, as I said, the UN Committee for the Peaceful Use of Outer Space. They have these wonderful names for these committees. And some of the biggest accomplishments is that they have, as I was mentioning, it took 4 years. But we got the consensus of the UN Science and Technology Committee, which is part of that other one I talked about, and it's pending. It's for a 5-year agenda dedicated to dark white skies. So first, you come in, you have to prove to them that astronomy is worthwhile and has to be protected, and then you can say, well, we need a 5-year agenda to do so and protect it from things like satellites. So that's going very, very well. And then secondly, it has these bunch of technical recommendations you have to have in order to be able to solve anything. So that's been done and shared with industry as well as people and our members of our group. And then they've also done things like worked with NSF. This is a huge milestone they did with licensing conditions to license for companies. So that's been done. So various things like that have been so cool that they have been able to do so far. And then there's an industry group, and this group basically we are able to utilize the technical capacities of these different members of the industry group, as well as create a very beneficial and mutual kind of relationship between astronomers and industry, because they're two different cultures, really, really hard to do. They need to earn our trust, or we need to earn, they need to feel comfortable, basically. And so they have a committee, a really cool one of 12 companies advising on technical things, and they have various resources they've developed for the stakeholders. So that's, you know, it works both ways, astronomy developing stuff and industry developing stuff. So it's really pretty cool. And there's things like Sat Hub, which is the observations and the software development to try to prevent people from looking in the direction that there's going to be satellites, so you can avoid them, and then also to take out the streaks, and all sorts of things are happening there. So, and we've done a lot of observations. We had this paper last year that was so cool. It was on Blue Orca 3, and that's a direct-to-cell satellite, and that it was almost as bright as the star Vega, and that's one of the very brightest stars in the night sky. And it was pretty impressive. We got to share that with the company and our data, and they're now looking at mitigation solutions on their next batch of satellites. And there's a bunch of things there we're doing that are you know, very helping very much with the field in terms of observations and software. And this is the community engagement hub. Not it's the last one, but not the least. It's our sort of bridge to the community of night sky users beyond professional astronomers, as I mentioned, and it ensures that their voice is heard, and that through information and communication and engagement. And so one of the biggest things they've done so far to bring awareness to the community is to develop a set of 8 informative videos. And they're very cool. I would very much suggest you take a picture of this particular link, and you can also, I think I'll give this to, I have given this actually to Ram. So if you want to look at that, these videos are very, very, very cool. I mean, it has everything from just the basics on what's going on to design to how it affects radio astronomy and optical astronomy. So it's very cool. So that's one of their biggest accomplishments. And so, oops, sorry. So we have plans ahead to do not only more of the same, but they have some other progressive ideas to go forward. And we would very, very, very much, if you feel at all drawn to being involved with any of these hubs, whether it be the policy hub or industry hub, or if you know a lot of software development kind of things and you want to do some observations, we have a network of observers all over the world. And so there's an engagement, community engagement is, and these are with, I should say too, at least in the United States and all over parts of the world, we're getting indigenous communities involved too, so that they can be duly consulted. So there's so many things to do here. And we'll have, I mean, you can read here all the things we have been doing, but I don't want to be too repetitive here. So, and so looking ahead, you know, it's kind of astounding. It's less than 2 years old. April will be our 2nd birthday, and we've done a lot of things, and it's very impressive how far we've come in less than 2 years. We have plans to grow, as you kind of saw briefly on the last slide. There's a long way to go because these challenges take a bit of time to do, but the more people we have involved, the better it goes and the faster it goes and the more ideas come to the surface. It's amazing. You should see our Slack channel or workspace. It's just flooded with things every day. So if you have any interest, there's more QR codes here. One is again on that IAU meeting that we had in October, and the other is on our website, chock full of information. And if you still have questions or any interest, please feel free to email me. And there's my email address. And thank you very, very much for your attention. Is that okay?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Connie. Any questions for Connie or Shemiso or Eduardo? I guess Eduardo left, but Shemiso is here. Any questions for the CPS or the OAE?
Yeah, just a quick question. I guess this is for Connie and a couple of other speakers that spoke before her. So the way to get to you or maybe contact you and ask more questions, would it be through these emails that have been provided here?
Yeah, you know, you can reach me here, or there's another one I'll put in the chat that is the CPS one, and or I could give you a third one, which is for the administration, which includes me, and I'll do that in the chat in just a second. Is that the kind of answer you're looking for?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And the CPS, you can go to that site and also get in touch with us as well. I'm trying to get to I should stop sharing, I guess. Get to the chat here, and I'll do that next. Any other questions for us?
Okay.
Oh, I must have been abundantly clear. Sorry.
No, thanks so much, Connie.
My pleasure.
If there's no other questions, then we can move on to the last presentation for the day, which is on the African Astronomical Society. So, Nambali, are you here? So the African Astronomical Society, or the AFAS, is one of the partners of the OAD. We practically share our office space, so we work very closely with them. And AFAS is also the main organizer of the IAU General Assembly that will be hosted in Cape Town later this year. Lumbali, are you ready?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You can go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. I am Nombal Godi. I'm working for AFAS as a Junior Education Outreach and Communication Officer. I work closely with the Society Outreach Education, Executive Science and African Network for Women in Astronomy and the membership committees, and also the African Planetarium. And I work closely with the head of the secretary to develop and implement programs, activities that engage diverse audience, promote AFAS mission, visions, and objectives, and foster an understanding of astronomy, astrophysics, and related sciences. So, AFAS is an organization of professional astronomers in Africa, which is governed by the Constitution and is registered as a non-profit organization. Its vision is to create and support global, competitive, and collaborate astronomy community in Africa. Sorry about that. And its mission is to be the voice of astronomy in Africa and to contribute in addressing the challenges faced by Africa through the promotion and advancement of astronomy. The AFAS was incubated by the DSI from April 2019 to March 2020 and has been fully operational since April 2020. These are the objectives of AFAS. I don't think I can go through all of them, but it strengthens the teaching of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in school and public through the use of astronomy and related fields. Its key objective is to develop astronomy and human capacity throughout the continent of Africa through a vibrant and active AFAS. This is the AFAS structure, which consists of the executive committee. We have various people from across the continent, which they help evaluate the organization progress towards strategic goals and initiatives. And they are responsible for overseeing policies and ensuring good governance practice within AFAS. We have committees which some are community driven and operational. This one we have African Network for Women in Astronomy, which aims to connect women working in astronomy and related fields in Africa, in improving the status of women in science in Africa and using astronomy to inspire more girls to do STEM. And we also have the Outreach and Education Committee, which develop educational materials for schools and public, which uses astronomy to promote careers in STEM and open access and distribute open source educational material in astronomy for public schools, tertiary and amateur astronomers. And then we have Science Committee, which looks at how we can grow the science and involve more scientists. And then the Communication Committee, which ensures the visibility of AFAS, consistent identity of AFAS, and it also manages the content on the AFAS website as well, the digital presence, like media campaigns for AFAS. Then we have the Fundraising Committee, which looks at various funding options in private and public sectors. And then the membership, which is also free to everyone. This is responsible for the general administration of AFAS, membership for recruitment through application review and annual rewards. AFAS is an umbrella organization for the following partner projects, which is the APA, African Planetarium Association, and the African the African Science Star magazine, and the IAU Science. And then these are the various partners of AFAS. And then AFAS is a diverse and inclusive organization which offers 6 membership categories. These are the membership that they offer: the full membership, the association membership, the student membership and honorable membership, and institutional membership and the national membership. And currently we have total of members 275, and some of them they are under the review, like 124. These are some of the highlights of AFAS last year. AFAS got like annual conference, which takes place in March. This is another one they held last year in March, and it took place in Vets. And they also have the 4th annual conference, which will be held this year in Morocco in April. And now the abstractions are closed. And then they also have their Hack for Dev initiation, which looks at the data science skills for and to address the development challenges. And the Hack for Dev partnered with the IDEA, ELEF, DARA, and OAD and BRICS. They also have collaborative sessions. These are some of the collaboration sessions that they participated in. And in Science Committee, they also offer scholarship for students, and these are the recent students they chose to for scholarship. And education outreach committee. These are some of the activities that they involved in. And these are some of the exciting activities towards the GA 2024. And then we also have AFNOR, which is African Network of Women in Astronomy, which connects women in astronomy and related fields. This is their website. You can go through them, and they have activities such as outreach grant focusing on empowering women, award for women in astronomy, and book and videos to inspire girls on in STEM. And they've recently published a book. Yes, it's there on their website. You can check. And these are the recent grants they had, the EFNA. You can check them on their website, but now they're currently closed. And we also have the African Science Star astronomy publication. This is a magazine that profiles astronomers and provide astronomy policies developments at the country level. You can get more information on their website. Yes. And you can also go to our website to get more information about IFAS, and you can follow us on our page and Twitter, and you can contact our head of secretary. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Nambale. So we're almost out of time for the day. Does anyone have questions for any of the speakers? I see some of them have left, but anyone have questions? Okay, so today was all about the IAU structures, the IAU offices and their programs where there's overlaps. As you see, it's quite busy. All the offices have plenty of programs. But the focus is slightly different. There's an outreach office, an education office, and the one that trains young astronomers. So tomorrow we will focus on the OAD's other activities other than supporting all of your projects. So we'll have more information on the flagship programs of the OAD. That's tomorrow, the first half, and then the second half will be on evaluation, how to measure the impact of your projects in sort of a low cost way. I will share the slides and the recording of the session probably tomorrow morning, and then hope to see all of you tomorrow. Stop the recording.